Most people are brainwashed when it comes to money. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of finance and exploring the powerful insights shared by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the groundbreaking book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In this thought-provoking discussion, Kiyosaki challenges conventional wisdom about money, education, and wealth creation.
Why does Mike's father know about money? My poor dad said, because he's an entrepreneur. I went, what's that? And what are you? He says, I'm an employee. I'm only 9 years old. I'm learning two new words, employee and entrepreneur. What's the difference, And then my poor dad says, well, an entrepreneur must know about money. And then my poor dad says, I said, what are you? He says, I'm a school teacher. I'm an employee. And what about you? Why don't you have to learn to speak about money? He says, because all I want is a paycheck and a pension. So I go across town. It's a little dinky little sugar plantation town. Like I said, my classmates owned the plantations, and the kids across the street at Union School, all union members. I sit down with my rich dad, who never went to school, ironically. He wouldn't teach me about money either. And he kept rejecting me. I didn't realize it was part of the process. He wanted to find out how badly I wanted to learn. And as we all know as entrepreneurs, right, salesmanship begins when the customer says no. And so the more he said no, the more I got inside. I kept, going back to talk to him, and all he says, get out of here, kid. That was test number 1 from my rich dad. Test number 2 was as if I teach you, you have to work for me for free. And I said, why for free? He says, because if I pay you, you'll think like your dad or dad. The rich don't work for money. And so that's when the whole thing started about financial education. So my poor dad called his house an asset. And my rich dad said, your house is a liability. Again, it's just the power of words and language. The difference between rich people and poor people are words. And words are free. And reading the book, I realized, my God, my family's communist.
Wow.
So they believed in taxes. They believed in, they abolished real estate. Today Klaus Schwab says, you will have nothing and you'll be happy. Americans believe the same thing. It's not just Romania, it's worldwide. It's because of the system that controls the world economy. And guys like you can't even see it. You're thinking about money. I don't even care about money. I make a lot of money because I understand the system. I would never go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. I do everything exactly opposite. I wouldn't go to school. I would study money. Understand that money is debt. And until you get out of debt, they're telling you to get out of money. 1971, the US dollar became debt. The US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. I don't know if you know what that means. I'm trying to explain to you, when they tell you to get out of debt, that's stupid because the money is debt. Money is debt. I use debt as money. And everybody thinks getting in debt is bad. Well, who told you that? I think the stock market is for losers. Why would you put money in the stock market when it's manipulated? That's what I think about. So I'm always watching the manipulation going on behind the scenes. That's what my brain is focusing on all the time. And I don't pay taxes. Question is, how is it I don't pay taxes? I can tell you. That's an important question, because most Romanians and most people in the United States cheat on their taxes because they hate taxes so much. But you don't have to cheat on taxes if you understood how money was working. You think Donald Trump pays taxes? We don't pay taxes. That's the question. How is it we do that? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm constantly thinking about, how do I make money? How do I serve more people? How do I create new businesses, make more money, and pay less taxes and serve more people? And the person who's been told to go to school, get a job, and work hard, you're going to pay taxes. Why? Because you work for money. So the question, well, how does a person not work for money? It's up to the person. It's a free choice. You want to be an employee, you choose to be an employee. You want to be an entrepreneur, you choose to be an entrepreneur, but you've got to study. They're two different people. What you have to study is different. The trouble is our school system trains us to be employees. Go to school, get a job. Question that. What's wrong with getting a job? And so when your school system tells you to get a job, what are you doing? You work for money. And what's wrong with working for money? You pay taxes. And then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when they're printing money? I questioned all that. Why would I save money when they print money? That's what happened in 1971 when President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. They can print as much as they like. Do you know why they tell you to save money? Because the system of banking, it's nothing to do with communism or capitalism. It's the banks run the world. The rich run the world. They don't care if you're communist or capitalist. So when you save, so let's say you save $1 US or €1, 1 yen, the banking system can lend out 10. So the entire system is called the fractional reserve system. The fractional reserve system is also printing money. And then they tell you to save money. So they want you to save money so they can lend out your money 10 times. So your dollar became worthless 10 times over. And then they used to pay you 10% interest on your money. Now it's at best 1%. And they're still lending it out 10 times. So that's why you don't save money, is because your money is becoming worth less and less and less and less and less. The banks are getting richer and richer and richer. Then they tax you on that interest they pay you. That 1% interest, if they pay you that much. Japan is 0. And the Japanese are so stupid, they still save money. How stupid is that? So that's what I question. So how come that happens? So when they lend out money, that's how money is created. Money is debt. They hypnotize people into being employees who will work hard, pay taxes, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. Until you question those sayings, those words. So when they lend out, why is debt tax-free? Because that's how money is created. And so the banks love it. They love people borrow lots of money. So how do I get rich? I borrow money. And I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer. But I use debt. I borrowed $300 million after the crash, dollars. In 2000, by 2010, I had borrowed $300 million to buy real estate. That made me rich. And the interest rates kept coming down, so that my cost of money kept coming down. And so everybody else is saying, oh, you should get out of debt. You know why? Because they don't question the hypnosis they're under. You've been hypnotized to work hard for money, to save it. The fractional reserve system prints it, and then you pay taxes after taxes. So I have all this debt, and I get rich. So the question is, how do you learn to use debt to get rich? Because they tell you not to get out of debt. So all I'm saying to you is, if a person does not question what they've been taught, they will always be poor. They've been hypnotized into being poor.
We hope you found this video eye-opening and gained valuable knowledge that can empower you on your journey to financial freedom. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.
So let's say I put $100 in a pension plan. When do I get that money back? This is why I think, this is why I work, this is why I teach. You have to question what they're teaching. I put my money in a pension. I might not ever get it back. So they could lose it. So the question I always say is, well, when do I get my money back? And the average person has been hypnotized. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in a pension. And you never get your money back. The whole thing was designed to keep you poor. So that's why I argue with you, until a person questions what's already been put in their head. And that's what my poor dad put in my head. Go to school, get a job, work hard. And that's America. The same as Romania. It's not any different. Until you question what's already in your head, you will do what's already in your head. You'll be a poor person all your life. I can make money much faster than Apple or Tesla, and I would use debt. I wouldn't use my money. Look at Amazon, this guy Bezos, right? He's one of the richest men in the world. Do you think he pays any taxes? Do you think Bezos became a billionaire paying taxes? He doesn't pay taxes. Trump doesn't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes. So the question is, how do guys like us do it, is the question you should be asking. And that's why I say challenge what you've been taught. Why would you go to school when you learn nothing about money? You know, today, if people complain, I don't make enough money in Romania, well, you have a cell phone, you can make money all over the world. You can't make money in dollars, yen, flotnik, pesos, It's just limited thinking. If a person doesn't change what's inside their head, the actual thoughts running their brain, which are words, they'll never change. So the change begins when you question.